Okay, welcome to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. Hey Randy, didn't have a chance to catch any bees. You took them all down south, so I'm just going to have to show you how to operate this vacuum without the use of bees. Alright, so as you probably figured out, that's the entrance for the hose. Look for your nozzle. It's wrapped with paper inside that box. So after you vacuum your bees up, and of course you see the air control over here, that is pretty much set. I used that vacuum 4 times after I ripped the cord out of my other one. So it should be set, but again, you just want to suck the bees in. They'll go in faster than anything I've seen you use, but you'll not hear them tick, you know, tick, tick, tick on the back of the hose, so you know they're going in without getting hurt. All right, so as soon as you vacuum them, and try to always not have your hose in a bind when you're vacuuming. You know what I mean? Keep as straight a line as you can. And I use those 2-inch wide straight extensions if you want to extend your hose, or if you want to extend the nozzle, same thing. Put a 2.5-inch straight piece of pipe onto this for an extension. And if you happen to use a 1-inch extension to get somewhere really tight, you may need to readjust your air so you don't suck the bees in too hard. But also, this vacuum doesn't suck so hard in the 2-inch hose, so after you finish vacuuming, shake the hose off, get any bees that are still hanging in the hose, all right? As soon as you pop that off, you'll see there's 2 clasps on the outer side here. Just undo those. Undo those. You don't need to do the bottom one because they just come apart. Of course, when you put it back together, you have to clasp the bottom. But anyway, you pull it apart, and the first thing you need to do after you've done a cutout or rescue is mist the screen here with water. I use cold spring water, you know, bottled water, because you'll see all the tongues. If you turn sideways like this, you'll see all the tongues of the bees sticking out, because after, you know, 4 to 8 hours of removing bees, they're thirsty. So I always mist them down really well before I put them in the truck and go home. Then on the way home, they'll cluster up, mostly on the back wall, roof, and side walls of this, and there'll be some on the front screen. And if you go to fill this vacuum really deep, there's going to be more on the screen, so I'll tell you about that in a second. But anyway, take the vacuum, set it on your super just like this, open these 2 locking draw catches, and simply don't undo the top one. Just swing it out like this, and it'll come loose on itself. See that? We'll do it in slow motion. Oh, and any bees that are right here, that's just enough height to drop them in, and I'll go, you know, bang them off, set this aside, and the bees are still, you're going to see, if you misted them with water enough, they'll be clustered by the time you get home, and if they're still dancing around, hit them with a little more water while you're setting up your hive, so they cluster. Now what happens is, then I simply line up this back edge. I put my hand under here where I can feel it. Line up the edge and just go a couple times like that, and you're good. Put your brood on top of a deep empty box that you dumped your bees in. Don't ever put them on top, because they don't go down, they go up. Right? And they'll get right on the brood and take care of them. So dump them like that. But now, if you have a lot of bees, and they're going to be like this far down on the screen when you head towards 15 pounds of bees, even a deep's not going to hold them so well. So what I do is I go like this. I dump them, and then I slide it over, because otherwise if you lift straight up, you're going to see a big pile of bees here and they could fall out. So I dump it once, draw it over, you know, sweep them over so they fall more in the center, dump them more, bang it down. Now this box, you can see, hopefully you can see up close, it's all beat up. This is 14 years of using this box and banging it like I do. And you see it's got chips, this and that all over. Not a problem. So every time you use it, this is poly down here. It's propolis on the roof and the walls. But this is poly made for washing. So you can rinse it out. You can rinse your honey off the top. But make sure you dry it, because again, it's a piece of wood. It is all exterior plywood and stuff. I mean, a finish on there is all exterior. But still, you want to dry this thing. And you never want to have this vacuum sitting out in the full sun unless the engine's running and you're vacuuming bees, then it's okay. But Otherwise, you sit in the sun, you're just asking for it to delaminate. All right, so I think that's it for description. Pretty simple. Right, and just remember, when you first look at the top here, you'll see 2 is for you. That separates the motor from the capture box. And 3, 1, 2, 3 is for bees. So 2 for you, 3 for bees. Don't undo these 3 to pull the motor away. You're going to pull the screen loose. But like you'll see, these bees are really happy in here. And also, forgot, key point here, Randy. When you go to install these bees, give them a good smoke. You know, get your puffer going good, and then don't crank it in there, but have some thick smoke. I smoke them a little bit, and like you, I don't use the suit. And then, like I said, go like this, these 2, swing it out, drops automatically, bang in more bees, put it down, line this up, and that's it. Then put your brood box on top of that with a lid, and the bees will come right up. And then after a day, you remove that deep soup, always a deep on the bottom, so it gives them time to come up. Otherwise, they'll boil out before you get the brood box on top. All right, and that's it. Today's June 6th, 2018. You should have that vacuum today, and rip my new cord out. And of course, when you put it back together, that's when you have to actually work this one here. But like I said, once you finish vacuuming, just pull it apart, and that bottom one comes undone. And then of course, sweep out any debris that you get inside of here. And if you and I take a whisk brush and hit the filter back here. And if you have to, you pull these 4 screws and the 4 on each of here, pull this whole thing off, and you can pull your filter out and really wash it, reinstall it carefully, and then re-screw this back together. But this one was glued in place, so I've just whisked it for the last 14 years. Make sure you don't suck up drywall dust with this thing, because drywall dust will start clogging that filter real quick, and you'll have to start shutting down your air supply here to make it suck better. So have a regular shop vac. I always, after I rip the drywall out and I expose the bees, I vacuum all the loose crap everywhere, so that when the honey comes out, anything drops, it's not mixing with insulation and dirt and all that stuff. So that's it. I'm going to go down to my phone guy and mail this off to you. Okay? Thanks for watching.